What is up, man? Welcome to the channel. Hey guys, college football season, week one of just Saturday's slate of games was extremely, man. Those games were very intriguing, especially, I'm not really sold. I was watching the later game, the Notre Dame and Texas A&M game, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was not really impressed by either QB. As it seemed Notre Dame, I don't believe that they are a true top 10 team just because of how their offense was going. So the thing is, that was very interesting. So Breen era, I'm talking about Arizona. Their receiver McMillian was absolutely electric in this game. The Brent Breenan era of Arizona began with the best statistical performance by a Wildcat receiver in their football history for Arizona. Arizona is actually ranked number 21, and they got a dub of a 61-39 season opening win over the New Mexico Lobos at Arizona Stadium on Saturday. This star wide receiver, McMillian, erupted for 10 catches for 304 yards, a single game record by a Wildcat, and 4 touchdowns, which tied Jacob Cowing for the most by a receiver ever, man. That is actually insane. So the thing is, McMillian yardage is the second most in Big 12 history. McMillian is the first player in the FPS history to have 10 plus catches, over 300 receiving yards, average over 30 yards per catch, and have 4 or more touchdowns in a game, man. So that's extremely crazy, man. So the thing is, he had to feel amazing. He stated that the last 4 months I've been grinding to get back on the field. Even though McMillian, who suffered a leg injury in the spring and was limited to training camp, he was able to play with his brothers again, and he was able to do his thing. It's a true blessing for him that what he's able to accomplish. So hey, it's an extremely good look when we're looking at that aspect as well. So the thing is, Arizona's triumph on Saturday extended the Wildcats' winning streak to 8 games dating back to last season. It's Arizona's longest winning streak since it won 9 games between the end of 1997 season and the start of the 98 season. I'm really intrigued by this Arizona team and the quarterback play. He did over 300 receiving yards. So it's extremely intriguing with this Arizona team, how good they can be. The thing is, what I'm concerned about is their defensive play. So what do you guys think about this? Even though the Wildcats, they produced 627 yards of total offense, which is tied for the 8th most for an Arizona team. Arizona quarterback Noah Fafite went 19 for 31 passing for 422 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he did have an interception as well. So Arizona definitely has the fireworks, to be an extremely good team. So, the thing is, on yesterday, they got with 2 faces of the program, Fafite and McMillian, connecting on a 69-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter to get the Wildcats their first points of the season. Arizona's running back and former Lobo Jacory, Krosky Merritt, picked up a blitz to protect Fafite, who launched a pass to McMillian in the busted coverage for a wide open touchdown. So it's very intriguing how good this team actually can be. So the thing is, when I'm looking in Arizona's first trip to the end zone, McMillian broke free at the 5-yard line and scraped in to the end zone, complete the 17-yard, touchdown with just over 4 minutes left in the first half. McMillian maneuvered through New Mexico's secondary for a 78-yard touchdown down the sideline. McMillian ended the half with 6 catches for 208 yards. His first half performance was enough to put him in the top 10 in program history for a single game receiving yard. So the thing is, when I'm looking at this, so if you're looking at the head coach status, that's enough what's done to this game. McMillan record-setting outing was yards after catch. McMillan had 176 yards after a catch on Saturday. So McMillan's alone would have been the second most receiving for him after his 266-yard, 1-touchdown game against Arizona State last season. Combining all of this, he has 31 catches for 730 yards, 5 touchdowns in the last 3 games. An average of, about 24 yards per game, man. So, the thing is, McMillan's 3 first-half touchdowns and Tyler's 2 field goals include a career-long 54-yard field goal to give Arizona a 27-24 lead at halftime. Despite McMillian and Fafite propelling Arizona's offense, the Wildcats struggled in 2 categories in the first half against, New Mexico, rushing and stopping the offense. New Mexico's 39 points are the most Arizona has allowed in regulation since the 45-20 loss to Utah in 2022. So this is a very intriguing matchup that I've seen. So the thing is, New Mexico surrendered 362 rushing yards in its loss to Montana State last week. The Wildcats only had 28 rushing yards in the first half, but amassed 176 yards in the second half. San Jose's transfer, Conley, ended Saturday night with 10 carries for 90 yards and 3 touchdowns. All in the second half. Cross-game Merritt led the Wildcats in rushing with 13 attempts for 106 yards and a touchdown. This dual-threat quarterback and former Scottsdale former player had 6 plays of 15-plus yards in the first half and none in the second. So this is an extremely good look. So I'm liking how what I'm seeing from this Arizona team. So what do you guys think about this? So this will be a very interesting team, to say the least. After replacing 9 defensive players, against New Mexico on Saturday, Arizona's starting defensive line features San Jose State's transfer edge rusher Trey Smith, Jr. defensive tackle, and they had UC Davis transfer defensive tackle Chubba Maya and Utah transfer edge rusher Chase Kennedy. So they're trying to address their defensive issues. Arizona's defensive line and skill players struggle to, contain Dabier, who averaged just under 9 yards per run and 390 of New Mexico's 471, and have several missed tackles. So the thing is, I know Arizona has a defensive liability on this team, but you cannot ignore McMillan's offensive surge with over 300 receiving yards. So he did his thing definitely on the offensive end. Fafite dotted him, making the accurate throws. But when your defense allows 40 points, it's just about, can the offense outweigh the defense? Because your defense is going to let the other team score. So, but they got the dub. But I cannot ignore how amazing of that contest was for to grab 300 yards is absolutely insanity. So this is going to be the end of this one. If you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we're going to just go over takes throughout the season and different sports. But hey, this is a really good look on the first true week of college football. We got LSU and USC tonight, so we'll just have to see how really good they can possibly be. And hey, this will be a good time, man, and I appreciate if you tuned into this channel, and I highly appreciate literally everyone. So this is a good time. So hey, I'm extremely excited for the time to come, but hey, let's keep going into this thing, and hey, we are out, fellas. Let's go.